Bailey saves the day for Manchester United. It wasn't a very good penalty by Charlie Nicholas. Bailey saved it. Nicholas tried to get the rebound. That was blocked. Allinson tried to force it home, but got only a corner.
Robson. A lovely bit of play there, just looking for the right angle, and a beautiful ball for Mark Hughes. Orbiston crossing it in towards Stapleton. Well saved by Lukic. Going right back, it was a lovely piece of play by Robson in the first place. And Hughes curling in a delightful cross for Stapleton. And then Lukic did his work. Here's McGrath. Oh, Strachan, some space for him. And Anderson holding it off. But Arsenal were very close to being found wanting in the most dangerous area of all. Picked on by Stapleton. Anderson away, Stapleton again, and nodded in by McGrath. Curious goal, and United's travelling fans are delighted. Driven in there, and really no more than a reaction flick by Paul McGrath. But that gave Lukic no chance at all, and United are now 2 up. At the moment, a certain amount of reorganisation in the Arsenal side, because O'Leary clearly has got some sort of injury, having been down to the bench. He's now back on the field, but playing on the right side of midfield, the big central defender. Allinson has gone to right back, and Anderson has joined a central defensive position with Tommy Caton. But Sanson is fouled, giving Arsenal a free kick in a pretty interesting position, about 3 or 4 yards outside, 5 yards maybe outside the Manchester United penalty area. Oliver, a little chip by Ricks with it. Floated in there nicely. Davis trying to get in. Caton also. Woodcock too, hits the crossbar. Well, they were unlucky there. And in the end, Robson just so delighted to get the ball away. But what a delightful free kick that was by Arsenal. One of the best moments for them of the whole afternoon. Duxbury. Well, they claim a handball there by Duxbury. I'm bound to say he had his back to the referee, but the referee had no doubts at all and pointed directly to the spot. We're in time already added on for injuries. Of course, there's always time allowed for a penalty to be taken. But I think it'll be a consolation and no more for Arsenal if they score. And it's noticeable that Charlie Nicholas is not taking this one. Ian Allinson now gets that responsibility. Now, will Manchester United concede their first goal of the league season? Leading 2-0, Allinson against Bailey, and he scores for Arsenal after the handball by Mick Duxbury. The penalty was surely taken, giving Bailey no chance.
2-1 to United, and Tottenham also got off to a flyer. They faced Watford at White Hart Lane on the opening day.
And Spurs with their 2 new big signings in their side, Chris Waddle from Newcastle and Paul Allen from West Ham. And Waddle quickly made his presence felt. As the cross comes in from the right there, there's the Waddle header as Spurs go into an early lead. What a great start for Waddle in front of the White Hart Lane fans. But Allen wasn't far behind. A splendid piece of work by him coming up in a moment as Galvin takes it on there. Played now to Paul Allen. Turns the fullback, thinks for a moment about a little cross in there, changes his mind, and then with the help of the deflection, puts it past the keeper, and Spurs are 2 into the lead. So the 2 new boys couldn't have made a better start. There were moments of flurry from Watford, but it didn't amount to very much. And here comes Spurs again. And again it's Paul Allen, having such a busy debut for his new club at White Hart Lane. And now a lovely little ball through to Mark Falco, past the keeper, goal number 3. Dealers with a long ball forward this time. Spurs in absolutely irresistible form in this opening game. And here they come again. Dane Galvin makes the run down here. And another goal for Waddle. 4-0 for Spurs.
4-0 to Spurs. And also in August, West Ham and Liverpool produced a splendid game at Upton Park. And it was one of the first glimpses we had of Frank McAvenny, West Ham's new striker from Scotland, who was itching to get a chance against that Liverpool defence.
West Ham certainly settling to their task, the quicker of the two teams. Cotti, McAvenny, the only player in the middle. Cotti's found him, no, not quite. Dickens has put it wide. A sweeping West Ham raid again. Cotti's cross, not quite for McAvenny, and again it was Alan Dickens sensing the scoring opening as the ball dropped his way. Liverpool having survived those 2 early scares, with much more rhythm about their play now, pinning West Ham back until they concede a free kick through Ian Rush. Ward's header was guided well for Dickens. Now McAvenny, advantage played, showing on the edge of the area the challenge. Cotti! No goal! And Tony Cotti in particular will be frustrated by that. He's not scored this season. He's been substituted in the last 2 matches. He badly needs a goal. He thought he'd got one then. Coming in typical West Ham style at the near post, smashing it in off Grobbelaar. The linesman was flagging, and my impression was that he was absolutely right. It was Cotti who stabbed it on, and McAvenny has scored. It's a disaster for Liverpool. Grobbelaar will have to take a share of the blame. He came off his line, and the ball rather held up and didn't skim on into the penalty area as he was hoping, and Frank McAvenny hadn't given it up and just rolled it into the unguarded net. Rush, cleverly done. Walford was tight on him. Nicol, using the full width of the pitch. Johnston! They're level. And Craig Johnston, who feels that he's only a makeshift striker, shows an instinct for goal again. It was Steve Nicol away on the right who swung the ball in, and Johnston catapulting himself forward. 1-1. Here is Johnston looking for another. I'm sure West Ham would love to see Alan Devonshire in possession more in the Liverpool half. He's found Dickens. Here's Ward. McAvenny going in. 2-1. He's beaten Grobbelaar to it again. He can only reflect as McAvenny and West Ham celebrate. Mark Ward hurled the ball into a channel that both Grobbelaar and McAvenny tried to fill. It was McAvenny who got there first, and the ball ends up in the back of the Liverpool net. And Upton Park has a new favourite. Certainly a test of West Ham's nerve and resolve 3 defeats in 4 games prior to today, remember. And Molby, well saved. Parks dropping sharply to his left. A skimmer from Jan Molby. Ward miskicks. Kennedy not so wasteful. Johnston's flick. Nichols' cross, and Stewart guided it only as far as Ronnie Whelan. Molby wants it, and he's flashed it wide, and in any case, there was an offside. It wouldn't have counted. Mark Ward back in the big time now. Really, he is thoroughly enjoying this second chance that West Ham are giving him. But maybe a second chance for Liverpool. Whelan! Twice they pull back the lead, and Ronnie Whelan, in the end, it was a straightforward header. But how often Liverpool do make it look so simple.
So, Frank McAvenny giving due warning to all First Division defences in that 2-2 draw. And at this point in the season, you just couldn't stop Spurs from scoring. Here they are against Chelsea at White Hart Lane. Well, Spurs' night of triumph began early on. Chiedozie had been fouled, and here's Glenn Hoddle shaping up to take a free kick. What a tremendous night Hoddle had, and this free kick flicked on by Waddle, and there's Graham Roberts, the big central defender, arriving late at the far post, and Spurs go into an early lead. They added to it soon afterwards. There's Danny Thomas taking a throw, and Spurs win a corner. Certainly Chelsea were under enormous pressure in these opening minutes of the game at White Hart Lane. Paul Allen, whom Spurs bought from West Ham in the close season, takes a short corner, and here's Hoddle again. This time his cross is met by the other big central defender, Paul Miller, and Spurs are 2 goals into the lead. Miller doesn't score often. No wonder he's looking delighted about that one. More trouble for Chelsea here. Their skipper, Colin Pates, is sent off. That's the challenge there on John Chiedozie. Pates had already been booked for an earlier foul, and referee Brian Stevens calling the Chelsea captain over to him. The Tottenham fans howling for him to be sent off, and I think Pates at this stage must have known he was in the deepest of trouble. And sure enough, the referee has sent off the Chelsea captain. 2 goals down, now down to 10 men without their skipper Colin Pates. More trouble for Chelsea though before half-time. This time is a foul by Doug Rugby, the big Scottish fullback, on Paul Allen. And now you'll see a really cheeky free kick coming up to be taken, yes, by Glenn Hoddle. Number 10. Watch John Chiedozie on the right of the picture there as well. Chelsea caught unawares. There's the free kick, a mistake by the goalkeeper, and Chiedozie follows it in. Half-time, and Chelsea are behind by 3 goals to 0. In fact, the second half started a little more brightly for the visitors, Chelsea. The Spurs attack is broken up with a really hefty clearance out of defence, and now the chase is on. This is Kerry Dixon with an amazing lob over Ray Clemens just under the crossbar. Chelsea's first goal of the night, Kerry Dixon's first goal of the season. But for all that, it was Spurs who had the last word. A splendid move across field here. Glenn Hoddle yet again taking it up, and what about this for the perfect pass to Mark Falco. 4-1 to Tottenham. 4 goals for Spurs there, and more coming up now as they're at home to Newcastle United.
Roeder away, and his father is Hoddle. Now here's Waddle. Looping stride, going all the way too. What a run here by Waddle, and a good save by the goalkeeper. Marvellous run though, the skills there of England's Chris Waddle. And just listen to the applause of the crowd, warming to Chris Waddle's talent. Great run, weaving past defenders. Thomas did well getting down. McDonald combining with Beardsley. And here's McDonald again. Riley's in the middle, and a goal! Alan Davis. A sudden break, just when it seemed Tottenham might score at the other end. Newcastle break away. And from the cross-in by McDonald, Alan Davis, back in the side today, puts Newcastle in front.
A good jump then by Falco. The goalkeeper's lost it. They've got a second chance. Rather fortunate there, Falco with the shot. And in the end, a good save by Martin Thomas. In fact, that's Paul Gascoigne, the Newcastle substitute. Just going through his paces on the touchline, so clearly an injury to one of the Newcastle players. We'll see who that is in a moment. Chidozie with good play. Falco! Brilliantly done. Well, that's a marvellous goal by Falco. Set up by some excellent play from Chidozie, and then Mark Falco. Well, he had all the sharpness he needed there. And after 15 minutes, Mark Falco's third goal of the season has made it Tottenham 1, Newcastle 1. Lovely play first from Chidozie to set up the opportunity, and didn't Falco finish it well? Mark Falco, Tottenham's leading goal scorer last season, 25 league and cup goals, and he's back among the goals again now. Newton with the free kick. This is developing into an excellent encounter. Waddle. Now here's Thomas. Just the kind of entertainment to bring the crowds back. This is what crowds want to see, entertaining football like this. Adiles. Oh, Thomas is away here. There's danger for Newcastle. Is it in? It is! Chidozie. Well, it was a scramble. The 2 goals in 2 minutes and changed this game around. And John Chidozie. Bit of a scramble goal against Chelsea, and another one here. Just managing to force the ball over the line. Chidozie has tremendous pace. He was away then from McKinnon, who brought him down. He has tremendous acceleration, John Chidozie. He's stuck to his task there, and McKinnon was forced to bring him down. So another opportunity for Hoddle to show his ability from the set piece. Miller! No goal, it won't count. Pushing there. Is Miller challenged? Got a clean header in the end. The referee spotted an infringement as the cross was floated over then by Glenn Hoddle. Miller with the header. The referee had already blown for a foul. Adiles for Chidozie, no offside. Anderson away for the corner, with Waddle arriving behind him. The sweet flowing move then from Tottenham. Adiles finding the opening. And as the cross came over, it was Anderson who had to clear. Here's Hoddle. Well, there's no holding this man down today. Now here's McDonald. Both teams full of attacking ideas. Good to see. Roda. Took it too far. He's onside. Chidozie. Everyone was waiting for the flag. Chidozie must score. And the goal will stand. Oh, a perfect finish. Just look at his delight. Hoddle chipped it through. The flag stayed down, and Chidozie so coolly around the goalkeeper to steer it in. Glenn Hoddle, again the architect. Chidozie with the finish, and it's 3-1 to Tottenham. Chidozie. Falco letting it run through. Hoddle, can he finish it now? Was handled surely. It's gone in anyway, and the goal will stand. Glenn Hoddle, an exemplary finish. 18 minutes into the second half, and just listen to the crowd's appreciation of Glenn Hoddle. It was certainly handled on the line. so it would have been a penalty, but the ball had gone in anyway. And referee Alan Robinson says, that'll do for me. And it's 4-1 to Tottenham. This is Stewart. Still Stewart. Good effort. Great save from Clements. But a fine run then by Ian Stewart again. Clements just able to tip the shot over the bar for a Newcastle corner. Delis to Hoddle. He's found Chidozie. Now, could this be 5? Hazard? Yes! Oh, yes! Hoddle once more the instigator. His early ball through. Chidozie saw Hazard. And Hazard showed a lot of composure there to turn in goal number 5. What an afternoon for Glenn Hoddle.
And now, here's Emlyn Hughes.
Hello. As a footballer, I played for the world's greatest team. Now I am lucky enough to be part of another great team, Mirror Sport. On this video, the Mirror not only brings you the soccer you've missed, but also a smashing soccer quiz. You can enter to win a fabulous trip to Mexico for the World Cup if you buy this tape before January the 7th. If not, you can still join in just for fun. All the contest details are on the Mirror entry form with this cassette. Now, question 1. This player scored a hat-trick in the 1966 World Cup final. Name him. I'll be back later with question 2 in this great Mirror quiz.
Well, that's the start of your competition, and now let's go on with the league competition. And it really warmed up with 2 mighty northern derbies. First, Manchester City, who'd won only 2 of their first 7 games, against Manchester United, with Ron Atkinson's men still with their 100% record. 7 wins out of 7. And 49,000 at Main Road for this one.
Duxbury with the throw. And what a strange one. Falls straight to McElroy. Robson. Strachan. Casually letting the ball go through for Albiston. Accurately finding Barnes. Played on excitingly there towards Whiteside. Oh, and this could be a chance! Oh, there was a chance for Hughes there! And he's given a penalty, has he? What an extraordinary mistake by Manchester City. McCarthy at the heart of it. And suddenly the ball is flying across an empty goal now. The foul is on Hughes. The referee points to the spot. And Brian Robson has the responsibility in this derby game of putting Manchester United into the lead. And he does so. Not a normal penalty taker, Brian Robson, but with 8 minutes of this derby game gone, clearly has the beating of Williams. Hughes, well controlled. Plays so well with his back to the goal. Strachan. Lovely ball that searches out and finds the man intended, Peter Barnes. Now, can he get a yard on Andy May? But he's got support from Albiston and from Whiteside, who suddenly accelerated there, but then lost the ball. Here's Albiston again. Right foot shot! Brilliant! United fans applauding a splendid strike from the little Scottish full-back Arthur Albiston. Surprisingly, he took it onto his right foot and really let it go. Andy May, or rather Alex Williams was diving, but hadn't a hope of getting it. McGrath. Robson's header for Strachan. Duxbury. Stapleton. Oh, what a lovely chip by Stapleton. There's nobody to finish it off. My goodness, May nearly put it into his own net. Goal number 3. Andy May so close to putting it into his own net. Wilson. Now Whiteside. Now Robson. Up goes the accelerator. Barnes is away on the left. Robson prefers to find Hughes. Hughes in turn finds Robson. Is it number 3? Not yet. And it won't be. Splendid move by Manchester United. Spoiled by a totally uncharacteristic piece of play by Mark Hughes at the end. Might come for Hughes. Just got between Clements and the ball. And it comes for Stapleton! Against the crossbar! Can Duxbury finish it off? 3-0! Well, they got it at the second attempt. Amazing that Stapleton, in so much space, couldn't finish it off himself. Good work by Williams against the crossbar, and then eventually from that rebound it comes through to Mike Duxbury, and he made it 3-0. Here's Phillips, good striker of the ball, but this time prefers to pass to Melrose, who I don't think will reach it, as he has. Now finds May. Hogg is limping hard. Tremendous shot by Phillips, who does strike a good ball, but that time a fraction too high. May. McCarthy again. There's Phillips. Finding Simpson. And Melrose trying to come on the far side, and May as well. Good save by Bailey. Well, the fullbacks are really getting in on the shooting act this afternoon. Both the United fullbacks have scored, and now Andy May came as near as anybody on the City side has. Wilson. Ormiston. Trying to get Hughes in, and Hughes might well get in. Good work there by Williams. Keeper did really well there for Manchester City. You would say that Hughes was more likely than not to score from that sort of situation. He does so often. But Williams, good reactions. Strachan. Will he try and get Brazil in? Hughes waiting in the middle. And United by no means satisfied with their 3 goals. Here's Whiteside taking it up. And they might get 4! My goodness, that was so close to an own goal by May. That would have been a final indignity for him and for his team. Splendid work by Whiteside. A withering low cross into that 6-yard area. And Andy May, well, a very lucky young man.
Well, it turned out to be easy for United. 8 wins out of 8, and already their sights were firmly on Tottenham's record of 11 straight wins set in 1961. But now we come to the match that everybody at Goodison Park that day claimed was surely the best of the season. It's Everton against Liverpool, and it provided thrilling entertainment from the very first whistle.
So then away go Everton from right to left in front of this capacity crowd, 52,500, a sellout crowd. Everton having won the last 3 derby matches, but as Kenny Dalglish says, that counts for nothing on the day. Derby matches are one-offs. Here's Dalglish. Oh, the goal! What a start for Liverpool! It was a magnificent goal by Dalglish. Well, I was just saying they're one-offs, and that's a one-off from Kenny Dalglish. What a spectacular start. A brilliant strike by Dalglish. His first league goal of the season. And he'll remember that one for a long, long time. Good run here by Johnston. Look how quickly Ratcliffe got across. Just as well for him, though, that Brandon Howell was there too. Sheedy. Now here's Johnston. Dalglish and Rush both in the middle. I think the treacherous surface rather got the better of Craig Johnston then. He's got to fight on for his place in this Liverpool side. There's so much competition for midfield places. Sammy Lee and John Walk on the way back from injury. Johnston's got the vote today ahead of Sammy Lee. Bracewell. Stevens. Whelan's away, and here's Rush. It must be through. A misunderstanding among the Everton players, and Ian Rush makes it 2-0 to Liverpool. Whelan on the break after Stevens let him loose. And Rush had the simplest of tasks, just to slide the ball in. Everton 0, Liverpool 2. Melby, Dalglish, lovely turn. Now Johnston. Rush is arriving at the far post. Very nearly another unfortunate error. And Everton were rather lucky to get away with that one. The flag was up anyway, I think, so it wouldn't have counted if Rush turned it wide. It wouldn't have stood. Stevens. Free kick this time for the foul then on Gary Lineker. £800,000 signing from Leicester. And he's made an excellent start in the blue shirt of Everton with those 7 goals so far for them. And now they'd love one from him today. And Sheedy. There's Sheedy, curling it off. Good save then by Grobbelaar. Sheedy curled it round the wall, and look how well Grobbelaar gets down. He just touches it away, and Sheedy's so close then to scoring. Sharp with a good header on, confidently away though this time by Grobbelaar. Bracewell. And a goal kick. Been quite a revelation though, Paul Bracewell, since his move from Sunderland just before the cup final of last year. Dalglish. An intelligent run then by Rush. Johnston. Liverpool have got players forward now. Support here from Lawrenson. Less than 5 minutes to half time. And one more goal would surely end this contest. Lawrenson. Played by Vandenhal, and his father was McMahon. That was an excellent ball played to Whelan. Beglin. Dalglish. So dangerous with his back to the goal. McMahon! 3-0, and Steve McMahon has surely now put this game beyond his old club, Everton. Quite astonishingly, with 4 minutes to half-time, Liverpool have taken a 3-0 lead. Well, that was a spanking low drive then from McMahon. Dalglish laying it off so cleanly to him. And Steve McMahon, so anxious to do so well today against his former club, has scored Liverpool's 3rd goal. Beglin. Whelan. This is like the Liverpool of old. All Rush feeling in, the flag's up. Clinical finish anyway from Ian Rush. Such a natural goal scorer, but the flag was up. Harper through. McMahon. He's caught in possession then. Now, Bracewell. Was that a hand there? Sharp. He's got one back. Graham Sharp tucking it away in style, and his consulate Bruce Grobbelaar. McMahon was caught in possession. Bracewell's shot was charged down, and eventually it falls for Graham Sharp. And Everton, well, can they make a game of it now? 7 minutes into the second half. Everton 1, Liverpool 3. Ethan Grobbelaar. Nothing wrong with the challenge by Adrian Heath. Whelan. Now Rush. Can this finish it? Southall did so well then to deny Ian Rush. He'll be disappointed though. He'll feel he should have tucked that one away. But it was the quick thinking there, the speed that Southall came out of goal that prevented him from scoring what might have been a decisive goal. Everybody bar Southall inside the Liverpool half. Bracewell. Stevens. Bracewell again. Oh, is Heath? Surely. Yes. It's gone in from Lineker. And it's 3-2. And just look at the urgency now. Heath racing back to the centre of the field, wanting play to resume as soon as possible. The new man from Leicester City proving his value yet again. In the right place. Heath's shot falling to him. And he had only really to steer it in. And I wonder, are Everton on the verge now of a quite dramatic recovery? 3-0 down at half-time. It's now 3-2. Hold on to your seats. Stephen with a cross in. Really has been a pulsating derby match. Stevens. Lineker thought that perhaps that Sharp was behind him. It's Rush now against Ratcliffe. Support arriving too in the shape of Phil Neal. Still Neal. Now, Dalglish! Surely! Oh! Dalglish of all people. And he's thrown Everton a lifeline. Kenny Dalglish really should have tucked that one away. It looks so simple. And I needn't tell you, he wasn't too pleased with himself there. It stays at 3-2. And Everton breathe again. Bracewell, Harper. Neal, a lovely ball there. Johnston is waiting for some support to arrive. Oh, Dalglish this time. No, he's put it wide again. Unbelievable. Kenny Dalglish has had two golden opportunities now to secure the points, and he's wasted them both. Well, I'm sure it's not the pressures of management. It can't be that. But how on earth do you explain that? Kenny Dalglish, of all people, and twice he's guided the ball wide.
3-2 to Liverpool, and as the England manager Bobby Robson said afterwards, you can't see football like this in any other country in the world. Well, there were still plenty of goals going in at Tottenham. Their latest victims were Sheffield Wednesday. But it was Sheffield Wednesday who drew the first blood. A long goal kick from Martin Hodge, a favourable bounce of the ball, and now when the ball eventually gets switched away to the right-hand side of the Sheffield Wednesday attack, Brian Marwood takes it up. And a lovely accurate cross, powerfully headed home here by Lee Chapman, and Sheffield Wednesday go 1-0 into the lead. It was a lead that was short-lived though, and you will see coming up now a splendid Tottenham equaliser, made in the first place by Ozzy Ardiles. Well, a lovely run and a beautiful ball through for Chris Waddle to take in his stride, and superb finishing there past Hodge to make it 1-1. A really magnificent goal for Tottenham. And that's how it stayed until half-time. Spurs, though, dominated the second half. Their second goal coming up now. Paul Allen, their close season signing from West Ham, dumped to the ground there. Mark Falco, though, takes it up. And Hoddle with a delightful little chip, and Falco finishing it off to put Tottenham 2-1 into the lead. A throw by Danny Thomas on the far side. And now Falco, the provider. A lovely little chip in, and Waddle, not renowned for his heading ability, but there was certainly nothing wrong with that one. And Spurs now leading by 3-1. Sheffield Wednesday, in fact, being attacked from all directions. Chris Hughton on the ball, the left back for Tottenham. And here's Waddle, showing such confidence and thoroughly enjoying his game since he came down from Newcastle United, turning two men. And what about this for a delightful little ball in there for Falco to finish it off powerfully, and that's 4-1. Spurs had looked so inventive in the midfield. We've seen what our dealers can do already. And Hoddle again was in supreme form. And appropriately, it's Hoddle who scores the 5th goal for Tottenham coming up now. Chidozie, who's done well for Spurs both on the right flank and down through the centre. The ball played in here, slightly clumsy there by Falco, and indeed by Waddle there. Falco's header, and Hoddle keeps his head superbly to make it 5-1 for Tottenham.
Chelsea, with new manager John Hollins, had lost only once in their first 9 league games, the match we'd already seen at Tottenham. And now they were away to Watford.
Barnes, Wood sticking very closely to him, but a shrug of the shoulders and John Barnes was away. Callahan. And again it's West on the far post. And Barnes dropped behind him. A penalty. Well, the referee clearly aware of pushing as the ball came over, and John Knowles had no doubt. So Nigel Callahan is entrusted with the kick and misses it. Well, Callahan taking the job because Luther Blissett missed the penalty earlier this season at Sheffield Wednesday. Such a good striker of a dead ball normally. Speedy being asked to make something of a very lofted clearance, and in fact Jackett got too close to him. Pushed David Speedy in the back. We move into any time that referee John Moores wants to add on at the end of the first 45 minutes. Possibly the extra seconds could work to Chelsea's advantage if they can deliver a good free kick here. Hazard trying to set up players on the edge of the area, particularly Bumstead. Chelsea have come to Vicarage Road with plenty of attacking intentions. They've taken the game to Watford. A significant part to the first half, but Blissett on the counter charge here with Barnes. That's a great goal! A shot of real authority. No wonder Nijveshki shakes his head. He had no chance. The goal of international class from England's John Barnes. In injury time, cutting inside onto his right foot and picking his spot. Here's Speedy. Hazard. There's an instance there again where Nevin had been drawn in field, and he's back now in the wide position that gives Chelsea a way forward. He's given the ball away to Blissett. Barnes is there for Watford. West away to Watford's right. And Nevin's anxiety to make up for his mistake has led to the conceding of a free kick. Very much an individual, Pat Nevin, on and off the pitch, so too John Barnes. Rostron's shot. Of Rostron, who has a birthday tomorrow. He'll be 29. Looked like an arm from Pates, but Watford have the ball anyway. Barnes taking on Wood and beating him. Blissett. Well, somehow he found a way to turn when there seemed to be none. Pates in the end blocked him. Watford's turn to send the big men forward, particularly Steve Terry. West right in on the goalkeeper. Blissett waiting by the far post for the flick on from Barnes. For Blissett, it's a move Watford have worked so often, and it nearly worked for them there. Barnes was impeded as West flicked it on. Terry with the free kick, and West chases it in vain. Porter, Bumstead was closing him down. 4 men forward for Watford. West powering on, it might come his way. And it's bundled in by Blissett. 2-0. A disaster for Chelsea. And West took it up. And it was a most delightful chip that took out the goalkeeper, and Luther Blissett homing in on the far post forced it over the line. So Watford have the cushion of a 2-goal advantage 13 minutes into the second half. Hazard, splendidly done to hold off Rostron, and Speedy. It's McLaughlin who shoots, and the referee spotted a deflection. It wasn't too apparent from this angle. So it's pressure from Chelsea, but as yet not penetration. Rugby, yes! Penetration now. That's brought them back in the game. Solidly met by the big defender on the near post, and it flew in. Barnes collected from Blissett. Talbot, Blissett is free and needed to readjust his balance. West for Barnes, and now Porter. Not enough sting to trouble the goalkeeper Eddie Niedzwiecki, who was flinging himself one way then the other. Speedy. Obstruction by Rostron on Cannaville, right on the edge of the area. McLaughlin is alongside him at the far post, and it's for Dixon, and Speedy! So close. A splendid free kick, which they did try once in the first half and it didn't quite come off. It didn't come off there either, but Speedy was so close, stretching in onto Dixon's flick. Blissett. And obstruction by Rugby. Callahan unable to get around him, having got the ball past him. In the Watford scheme of things, John Barnes goes across to take free kicks from this type of position, to whip it in with the left foot, where Watford now have 4 players looking to meet it. But meeting it for Chelsea was Rugby at the expense of a corner. Barnes, Terry! The set piece works again, and Watford can breathe more easily again. Well, there's never any disguising Watford's intentions, but stopping it is another matter altogether. Callahan's corner, the back header from Barnes, and from close range, a simple task for Steve Terry. 3-1. doesn't. And Sherwood. Well, if he's a bit ring-rusty, it's understandable. Out of the limelight. But it was a fumble that would have sent his heart into his mouth. Barnes with a little bit of shoving that went undetected. And he got the run of the ball past Wood. Callaghan! That's a great save. Callaghan from 5 yards. Managed to sneak in on the blind side. And Nijveshki was able to keep it out.
Watford 3-1 winners, and on the same day at the end of September, Manchester United beat Southampton 1-0. Their lead at the top was now 9 points over Liverpool in second place. So Manchester United now went to Luton, where another victory would equal that 24-year-old record of Spurs, 11 straight wins at the start of a First Division season. Could Luton now put a stop to United's winning run? A splendidly sunny afternoon at Kenilworth Road in Luton, and their biggest crowd of the season, over 17,000. Manchester United in the dark shirts of red after a goalless first half. Here's their big defender, Paul McGrath. His clearance come off a Luton Town player through to Whiteside. A nice touch by him, and now Hughes is in full flight, takes it on his chest well, and that's where he has a bit of luck, because there's a deflection off the defender and it loops over Les Seeley into the Luton goal. So United go into the lead 1-0, and it looks as though they're on their way to equaling that Tottenham record. Good control there by Mark Hughes, the Welsh international. And now you'll see this little bit of luck. It deflects off Steve Foster, the big defender, and leaves Seeley with little chance. That was after 61 minutes. 7 minutes later comes a Luton equaliser. United just can't get the ball away, and there's David Priest. A nice bit of skill by him now. Mitchell Thomas, the big fullback, and a great shot across Gary Bailey by Brian Steen for the equaliser at 1-1. A goal that Luton probably deserved, and certainly it was finely taken. Nice skill there from Priest. Good involvement there from the fullback, and splendid finishing by Brian Steen. So that's 1-1. In fact, after that, Luton went on the rampage and could have won it. You're now going to see what clearly will go down as the miss of the season. Again, Mitchell Thomas, the fullback, involved. Nwajobi from Nigeria, and what about that from a miss by Paul Elliott, the big defender who'd come on as a substitute. We'll look at that again in slow motion, and it is a really glaring miss. Thomas again involved. Nwajobi, the lad from Nigeria, who's having a fine season for Luton Town, and look at that, an open goal, and look what Paul Elliott does. So United are saved there, and they are saved almost in the last minute of the game, with an excellent save by Gary Bailey. Nwajobi again on the break, 1 against 1, and Bailey to the rescue. 1-1 then is the final score at Kenilworth Road, but the record does not go to Manchester United. So Tottenham's record was safe. Indeed, Luton could and should have gone one better and won the game. The unfortunate Paul Elliott supplying us with unquestionably the miss of the season so far. Somebody very much on target this season, son of a famous father, Nigel Clough, regularly on the score sheet for Nottingham Forest, to the delight of his manager and his father, Brian Clough. And young Nigel showed some good touches in this match against Ipswich at the City Ground in Nottingham. Clough, well controlled. Good little pass there for Bowyer, and a foul on Nigel Clough. Well, if he has the same striking success as his father did up in the northeast, Nottingham Forest will be more than delighted. It's Peter Davenport now. That was an obvious obstruction there by Gernon, and he'll be booked for it. So Mr. Jones puts the name in the book. Well, let's see what Forest can come up with here. It's certainly an interesting situation, a yard or so outside the Ipswich penalty area. Pearce and Method. Method, a magnificent striker of a dead ball, but it's indirect, of course. They might well try and play it wide for Butterworth, or indeed Chepster, short one for Pearce. Curled, a beautiful goal! His first of the season for Nottingham Forest.
and it couldn't have been better placed. Well, the young lad who joined them from Coventry City in the summer gets his first goal for Nottingham Forest, and what a beautifully struck free kick that was. Butterworth up well for Forest. 10 minutes of the game gone, and Forest leading by 1-0. Butterworth, like the goal scorer Pearce, coming from Coventry City. And Paul caught off balance. Davenport might punish him for that. The pass goes to Bowyer onto that left foot, and another one. 2 up in 12 minutes, Forest. And the pass from Peter Davenport was perfection itself. And onto the left foot of Ian Bowyer, rifling it past Paul Cooper. 2-0 to Forest. Well, the men are striking from the midfield again, as Method made grounds to get to that one, a lot of ground to get to it, but he was stopped in the end by Steggles. Robertson. And goal! No, I was going to say goal number 3 by Campbell, but it came, and luckily for him, off the post. A lovely ball in by John Robertson, inviting the shot from Campbell. And just look how unlucky he was. And there are the two of them getting stuck in, but it was Wilson who found his man, but it still breaks for Nottingham Forest. It's Medhod, Davenport, on for Medhod again. What a game he's having. Oh, and what a lovely little chip there towards Clough, to Bowyer, and goal number 3. 27 minutes gone, and the third time that Paul Cooper's had to take the ball out of the net. Method again masterminding the whole thing from the midfield from Nottingham Forest. And when the cross came in, Clough couldn't quite get to it, but again it fell to the left foot of Bowyer, and that's 3-0. Atkins, the long ball forward. A call. Atkins again. Giselle, Putney, Atkins had gone running on and scores for Ipswich. So Ian Atkins at least brings a bit of hope to Ipswich Town and makes it 3-1. It was again the Forest defence, maybe for the first time today, not looking fully in command of a situation, and an awkward bouncing ball fell Atkins's way, and that's the goal. Oh, and Davenport. Oh! A fraction wide of the far post. Well, a very quick reply there from Nottingham Forest, and Davenport, usually such a deadly finisher, but just wide of the far post. I can hear a lot of shouting from down below me, which I can only think comes from the Nottingham Forest bench. For the moment it seems to have stopped, but not for long, as you can see. And McAnally got a header to it, as did Clough there, and as did Davenport. And a lovely ball by Method. Here's the fullback, McAnally. Clough's making a break through the middle. He's got to stay onside. Method is arriving late. A beautiful ball played by McAnally. And over the top. What a splendid move, though, by Forest. And the ball by McAnally. That lovely long run through. What about that for a ball by McAnally? Just clearing the last defender, inviting Medhod to finish it off, but over the top it went. Atkins for Putney. Butterworth. Medhod to Clough. Touched on in the first place by Campbell, and the keeper out quickly. It comes from Medhod. Will he force it in? No!
Saved right at the end by substitute Steggles. What a race that was. The ricochet going Medhood's way. Under a lot of pressure, he managed to force it on. And then right at the end, Steggles gets in to stop the ball crossing the line.
3-1 to Forest. Meanwhile, newly promoted Oxford came brightly to the First Division. They certainly conceded plenty of goals, and they scored quite a few as well, and gave good value for money. Now, they're at home to Luton Town.
Aldridge. Volleyed away by Foster and headed on by Nwajobi. Luton have lost their last 3 away games, but they've been piecing together results on home territory, and Harford's in at the near post and couldn't thread it past Hardwick. So far, Oxford haven't come to grips with this man, Nick Harford, twice in the opening minute and a half, finding himself in positions of potential danger to the Oxford goal. But sweeping his shot at the near post then, he found Hardwick in the way. The tall figure of Mitchell Thomas has made his way up towards the near post. Crease with the corner. Nwajobi got his head to it. Here is Thomas, out by Slatter, as far as Ricky Hill. A very positive start from Luton Town. Hebbard's touch. Now Hill. Breaker. Peter Nicholas unable to control, taken from him by Hebbard. And Rhodes Brown finding some space. Aldridge waiting in the middle. And here's Thomas. And off the inside of the post. And back to a very grateful Les Seeley. Andy Thomas thwarted. Rhodes Brown played in the cross, aiming for John Aldridge. Aldridge flung himself at it, and it rolled invitingly for Andy Thomas. But it hit the post and stayed out. Steen hesitated, and Slatter came through unattended. Steen now, and again, just a little flat-footed. And Thomas is onside. Luton caught square. And Thomas is denied again. He can't believe it. He threw a clever dummy to the goalkeeper, but the angle was too tight for him. And Oxford cannot believe that they're not yet in the lead. Nicholas. But Luton was certainly caught in a line at the back as they tried to play offside, as they did then more successfully. And Andy Thomas was on his way. Well, Harford made no real attempt to play the ball. Halfway through the first half, and both sides showing plenty of willingness to attack. And in the sunshine, a very pleasant sight, the manor ground at Oxford. Harford. Here's Steen, yes! Well, they've ridden their luck at the other end, but the initial threat of Harford in the air, a problem for Oxford, and as the ball dropped, Steen wasted no time. Here's Phillips, no foul. There's Phillips in the centre of Oxford's midfield with John Trueck injured. And referee Ray Lewis has gone across on the request of the linesman Well, the message angle over there involving Mitchell Thomas. And the referee wanted to let play go on because Les Phillips was bursting through. But the linesman was concerned that Ray Lewis should know exactly what had happened. And John Aldridge spoken to as well. And certainly Thomas had his name taken, and maybe Aldridge alongside him. So after all that, well, it could be more serious. They're making their way off. John Aldridge and Mitchell Thomas, on the advice of the linesman, and even the players are asking exactly what happened. Peter Nicholas has come across to talk to the bench, but the referee has sent off a player from each side, Thomas and Aldridge, and there's no doubt that the linesman with the red flag, John Biddle, was a central figure in that decision. Langan. Houghton has got the better of Nicholas. Thomas in the middle, here's Thomas! So often you say that a touch would be enough, but on that occasion for Andy Thomas it wasn't enough. The goal was gaping. Houghton was away. And Seeley had committed himself off his line. Thomas got in front of him, but lifted it over the top. Phillips. Robbed by Hill. Problems for Oxford United now. 4 forward for Luton. Steen is one, and Hardwick knew nothing about it. It struck his shoulder before he had a chance to raise an arm. Priest. Well, Brian Steen finding the venom in the shot that took Hardwick totally by surprise. Phillips. Hebard and Briggs and Nicholas with the goalkeeper committed behind him. The clearance only fell as far as Houghton. And Briggs. And Rhodes-Brown, I don't think, went in with the conviction that the ball would actually drop over the defender for him to make contact with his head. There was a tremendous knockback by Gary Briggs. Rhodes-Brown, though, couldn't finish it off, and that's been the story for Oxford United. Rhodes-Brown. Hebard! Yes! They have found a way through. And it was Trevor Hebard springing from midfield with 2 minutes remaining. They've taken their time trying to solve the dilemma of compensating for the absence of John Aldridge. But Peter Rhodes-Brown floated it in, and Hebard timed his run perfectly and timed his header superbly.
1-1, and although the crowds were down this season, I think you'll agree from what we've seen already, the entertainment value is as high as it's been for many years. And still to come, remember, thrills in plenty, as Manchester United soon begin to falter, Tottenham too, and the gap at the top begins to close. But here's Emlyn again.
Here's question 2 in our great World Cup mirror quiz. In 1958 in Sweden, Pelé scored 2 goals in the World Cup final for Brazil against Sweden. What was the final score? Stand by for the third and final question after more soccer action.
Well, thanks, Emlyn. Let's get back to Manchester United now, because when they were at home to Liverpool in mid-October and in front of 54,000 people, they were still 10 points clear of the field. The top two then, and Liverpool fully aware that they needed to hold on to United or they could go right out of Liverpool's reach.
Again, Johnston made a good positive run up front. He's finding plenty of space for himself. Finding Whelan. Here's McMahon. Could be on for the shot. Well driven too. Well, Steve McMahon has scored 4 times already for Liverpool. It's only his 9th game for the club. And he's certainly settled in extremely well. Not able there to test Gary Bailey. England's #2 goalkeeper. Hansen. McGrath. Vision was always in the offing there. Nicol with Albiston. Lawrenson. Zolson. Now then to Hughes. Just too many white shirts around him there. And here's Mulby, playing as one of the 2 markers at the back with Lawrenson the spare man. Mulby picking up Hughes most of the time. Here's Rush. Now then for McMahon. It's Beglin. The 3 white shirts waiting in the middle. Beglin can find them. Header was from Rush. Well, that was the nearest thing to a chance yet in this game. And Ian Rush couldn't put it away. Hansen was in first. Now here's Olsen. Room for him perhaps here. Stapleton with Hughes. Rather snatched at the chance. He had slightly more time then than he realised, Mark Hughes. And what opportunity there was certainly squandered. Given away by Hansen. Olsen. Now can he escape McMahon? The 2 number 11s together. Hughes has arrived in the middle now. This is Stapleton. Right side here. Was there a hand? Well, the United players felt the ball was handled there as Whiteside climbed for the cross. The referee saw nothing wrong. The protests were in vain. And Liverpool survive. Was there a hand there? Now Johnston. Still Johnston. Beaten away though by Bailey. And at last some excitement. Whiteside. So nearly put United in front. And the United players felt that there was a handball inside that penalty area. Here's Beglin. The tempo suddenly rising with the flags up. Offside against Johnston. And there was certainly a chance for Craig Johnson at the other end. The shot well saved though by Gary Bailey, who was in the right place. Came off Lawrenson. Now can United find something here? As we move into time added on for stoppages in this first half. Moses with the throw. Here's Olsen. He hasn't really had the impact that Ron Atkinson would have been hoping for. Now Whelan. Mulby. Good first time ball then to Rush. Was almost away from Hogg. Now McMahon. Liverpool ushering players forward. Nicol. Still Nicol. looking to get past Alveston. Now McMahon. Oh, Beglin. Oh, it was a clear chance. Certainly the best chance of the half so far. And I say so far, the half is almost over. And Jim Beglin there really will know that he should have scored. Completely left free. United disorganised at the back. And McMahon's cross finding Beglin. And how did he manage to steer that over? So Manchester United then start the second half. 6 straight home wins for them before today. Certainly they've found a lot of trouble breaking Liverpool down. Liverpool straight at the start of the second half on the break here with Rush. Walks in the middle and Johnston too. Must be a goal, yes! 18 seconds of the second half. Well, Liverpool threatened to score a goal right on the stroke of half-time. And 18 seconds into the second period, Craig Johnston has given them the lead. The sudden break down the left from Ian Rush, and he picked out Johnston superbly, and well, he may smile. So United have conceded a goal at home for the first time in the league this season, and I wonder if they can pull back from this. What a start to the second half. McGrath goes through. And it will certainly raise the excitement level. Craig Johnston. Well, there doesn't seem to be too many scenes of jubilation on the Liverpool bench. They'll certainly be elated at the lead that Craig Johnston has given them. Rush with Moran. Liverpool throw. Johnston here left with so much room. United could pay for this. Well saved by Bailey. As Rush came charging in. Johnston there was clean away. And United will be asking themselves some questions at the back. Olsen. This is Moran. Now then to Whiteside. Stapleton. Well, he hadn't seen Walk. Hughes skipping past one tackle. Whiteside. Now then for Hughes. And he came back to him off Stapleton. They let off there for Liverpool. And how quickly now they spring into attack. Rush. For Johnston. Marvellous running by Craig Johnston. Rush arriving in the middle now, and Whelan. Here's Beglin. Straight into the arms of Bailey, but Jim Beglin has so often today augmented the attack. Duxbury. Stapleton into the path of Whiteside. Alveston away to his left here. Surely! Oh, it's got in, yes! And Paul McGrath. Well, it was somewhat fortunate. 19 minutes into the second half. Seemed to cut back off Lawrenson. And Paul McGrath was there to steer it in. And suddenly United are back in this game. One has to say it was Liverpool who were looking for the more composed side, but United have come back with a vengeance. Duxbury to Hughes. Whistle had gone for the foul. Tackled by Whelan. United taking the kick quickly, and here's Olsen. Now then for Duxbury. A clever chip towards Hughes. My word, that was close. And this man knows where the goal is. Prolific goal scorer. And he wasn't too far away then. Lovely ball through from Olsen to Duxbury. And then the header just wide from Mark Hughes. Under pressure to it, must be said. Now here's McDonald. Away from McGrath. Here's Johnston. McDonald has continued his run through the middle. Johnston! What a drive! A magnificent effort then by Johnston. It wasn't so long ago that I was wondering if he had a future at Anfield. He most certainly has now. And he's proving one of their outstanding players of the season. Tremendous effort then by Craig Johnston. Enormous throw then by Mulvey. Johnston. Well, he kept going. And he'll take the throw himself. Here's McMahon. Johnston. Came towards Rush. It was Moore who cleared. Now Hughes. What a lovely flick. Olsen. Now, can he take players on here? Olsen, Whiteside. Oh, Mulvey failed to steer it back. And Whiteside failed to beat Grobbelaar. Just managed to hold on to it. Whiteside was suddenly in the clear then. Mulvey's attempted back pass was never going to reach Grobbelaar. Whiteside was in there. And he tried to chip the goalkeeper. And he couldn't manage to do so. Stapleton and Barnes. As Barnes got clear. Grobbelaar just managing to push it wide. He closed the angle down. There was really no way for Barnes to pull it back from there. Grobbelaar was perfectly positioned. One minute to go. What a finish. Barnes with the corner. Looking for Whiteside on the near post. Off the bar. It will have been Hughes. And what a let off there for Liverpool as the ball came back off the bar.
Well, it could so easily have been an Alan Hansen own goal, presenting a victory there for Manchester United. As it was, it finished in a 1-1 draw, and still United had not been beaten. Chelsea were next on the list to try, and what a dramatic match we had at Stamford Bridge that afternoon.
Dixon. Well, a powerful shot that Bailey had to watch really closely. Really hammered that with the right boot. And Bailey catching it at the second attempt. Whiteside. Arthur Alverston. Trying to get McGrath in. But Chelsea getting it away. As McLaughlin now finds Nevin. Dixon is away on his left. That's the ball for Kerry Dixon. Bumstead waiting in the middle. Nevin's continued his run. This could be trouble for Manchester United, and in the end they concede the corner off Moran. Good break by Chelsea there. Deep corner. And Speedy getting in, but it's just too high. Lads, Scottish international David Speedy, but always a menace in the air. Aston. Going to play, breaking into the area, and a deflection taking it wide. But there was a delightful piece of acceleration there by Kevin McAllister. Once he saw there was an opportunity, he really put on the power. Rugby for Chelsea, to Nevin. Speed is after it. He's again got Hogg to contend with, and Hogg threw it away. Oh, and he's going to be booked. Well, that's a shame. I mean, it was silly to throw the ball away, but it was a reflex more than anything else. I always think, and it's a debating point, I think the referees now really make life more difficult for themselves if their first booking is something like that. What do they book and what don't they book? in the minutes that remain, and there's still 25 minutes of this first half left. So Hogg goes into the book. Nevin takes the free kick. Oh! And a save from McLaughlin. And Bailey could have known very little about it. Flicked in by Nevin, the free kick. Flicked on by Kerry Dixon. Just the merest touch there. Came off a defender too. And a reflex save by Gary Bailey. Olsen. Olsen again, a little lucky to get it back. Now Nevin on the break again for Chelsea. With McAllister in freedom away on the left. But I don't think the angle's going to help the youngster. Of fine breaks that Nevin's made out of defence, but he delayed that pass a little too long. But it's Chelsea in possession again with Kevin McAllister. Oh, he turned Duxbury beautifully there. A little too high for Dixon, and Bumstead shot away for the goal kick. Hughes. Olsen. Spackman's right there with him. That's his job, and he's given away the corner. Nigel Spackman having a word with the referee. I don't know what it was about, because it clearly came off him for the corner. Now for the first time Graham Hogg's gone forward, the big tall central defender. McGrath's in there and Moran, so the big men are up for Manchester United. Nijveski getting it and half getting it, and getting it at the second attempt. And long clearance. Oh, his own man! And Hughes, good grief! Well, that was so close to the most remarkable goal of the season. And what a lucky man the Chelsea goalkeeper is, looking up as though there's somebody up there who likes him, because he certainly had luck on his side with a clearance that hit, I think probably one of his own players, but fell for Mark Hughes, and Hughes then hitting it straight back at Nijveski. McGrath. Olsen. And a goal! Jesper Olsen. Only his third this season, and it stunned the big crowd here. And it seemed that the keeper, Nijveski, was a little slow getting down to it, because it wasn't hit with that much power from outside the box, as you can see, and just inside the post to put Manchester United 1-0 into the lead. Jesper Olsen. Getting involved with the referee. I don't know whether it's McAllister, the Chelsea player, who's involved, but there's... Well, Hogg's already had his name taken. But no, it's McAllister. I don't know what Graham Hogg, the number 6, must be worried about his immediate future. Well, he's already taken Hogg's name for throwing the ball away, and he has been sent off. Was totally innocuous, the throwing away of the ball. The incident off the ball was the one that has meant that Graham Hogg is sent off. Now that could well cause a bit of trouble. Obviously a referee can only give what he sees. The referee has seen 2 fouls by Graham Hogg that he regards as worthy of yellow cards and being sent off. And the United fans are none too happy about it, but they are a goal ahead. Now with 10 men against Chelsea's 11. McAllister. Chelsea seeking to dent this proud Manchester United record and get a corner. McAllister with his corner.
Still having trouble getting it away. And flipped away magnificently by Bailey from John Bumstead. Well, Bumstead, scorer of one only this season, and Dixon over the top. Let's have a look at the previous corner. What a splendid save by Bailey. Bumstead, Spackman, McAllister, who's looking really lively in this game. Nice little ball there, played to McLaughlin. It might come to him again, it might come to Dixon, he's offside. He's offside. It will not be given. Realisation and the frustration and the disappointment. And there's no doubt at all, the flag was up straight away. And yes, he's probably just about in line with the last player, which is enough to be offside. Spackman. Nevin. Still having two goes at him. The free kick quickly taken. And it was a handball, probably the second, yes, it was a handball there by Stapleton. Nevin. And Bailey losing it! And they have forced in, McLaughlin has! And when the free kick was taken, Nevin floats it in, Bailey, well, makes a hash of it really. Now the panic stations are really on, and what an inviting moment that was for Big Joe McLaughlin to make it 1-1. Spackman. Dixon! No! Against the crossbar! It beat Bailey, all ends up there, but not the bar. And Chelsea so close to getting that important second goal. Hit with tremendous power. Stapleton for Manchester United. Hughes. My goodness. And a goal! Mark Hughes! What a brilliant answer by Manchester United. From outside the box, there was a little bit of space for him. He found the angle that was right. What? And United are back into the league.
So, another victory for Manchester United against the odds, with Graham Hogg forced to watch the match from the sidelines after I thought a little unlucky to be sent off. But it seemed to prove at the time that United certainly had the character to battle against the odds. Now, it became a test of what Spurs were made of as their season began to falter. And that was never better illustrated than when Leicester City went to White Hart Lane.
Well, Spurs could hardly have got off to a better start. They went into the lead with only 2 minutes gone. The scorer, Mark Falco. But within 3 minutes, struggling Leicester City were level. Their scorer was Alan Smith. And that's the way it stayed until 25 minutes had gone, and then Leicester City were awarded a penalty. Up steps Steve Lynex, beats Ray Clements, and Leicester City are in the lead. "12 minutes later, Leicester go further into the lead. Their scorer this time is Mark Bright. So 3-1 to Leicester City, all the goals coming in the first half.
Well, there was nothing Spurs goalkeeper Ray Clements could do about that defeat. But when Tottenham went to Southampton a week later, Ray had an absolutely outstanding game. Southampton against Spurs.
Pace. Wallace is onside. Played onside by Luton. Case and Puckett scampering to get up with him, but Wallace has made the chance for himself, but he couldn't take it. And you have to credit Clements for that. A splendid run from Danny Wallace. on and on he went until just Clements stood between him and the opening goal. But Ray Clements has seen all that before, and he blocked it brilliantly. Well, that came off Holmes and fell kindly for Leeworthy, and that's a splendid ball for Galvin. Waddle arriving at the far post, and Shilton makes sure the ball doesn't get there. It's an important phase in the game, this, with Southampton driving on, but unrewarded as yet. And you feel that if Tottenham can withstand the battering in the first half, they might be able to impose some authority later in the match, but not with clearances like that. Holmes, Armstrong, and it seemed that Wallace only had to stretch for it. It was a very unselfish header from David Armstrong, coming in unattended, and it was too unselfish really for Wallace, who rather, I think, expected the header to have gone directly for goal. It'll be interesting to see whether Tottenham can inject a little more urgency into their play. Shilton understandably anxious, with Waddle having a chance to curl in the cross, and it might fall for Falco! It was a real opportunist effort. He'd misjudged the header. It rolled back for Mark Falco, who let fly, and it came out of the junction between post and crossbar. Falco showing what a good team player he is, and again it was Mark Falco's tackle, and this is Waddle benefiting from it. Falco might benefit himself. Well, you can trace that move right back to the moment where Mark Falco slid in to win the ball for Tottenham, and he was inside his own half. George Lawrence wondering again whether he might get a taste of the action. It's a very deep corner from Case for Cockerell. Packet! They've broken through! And it's David Packet who's done it! And it was struck deep the corner where Cockerell arrived in the rehearsed move, and Packet with a second header to score. Wallace. Cockerell. Wallace. Brilliant save. Packet shot, but really perhaps Wallace should have gone for goal himself. Case. Cockerell. Baker going outside him. Cockerell. Packet. Cockerell. Wallace. There's an audacious touch to Southampton's build-up at the moment. And Tottenham are finding it very hard to live with it. Armstrong takes the corner. Case. Bond. Oh! How did he save that one from Packet? Only Ray Clements knows. David Packet can't believe that he hasn't got a second. Cockerell. Packet's just a little too quick for Perryman. Case. Southampton have two players over. Armstrong. Wallace is in the middle, but Armstrong still can't do it. And there's only one reason for that, and it's Ray Clements. Because less experienced goalkeepers would have committed themselves then. Armstrong was luring the goalkeeper, not prepared to shoot until he wanted to, but still Clements stopped it.
So now we're into November. Manchester United are still unbeaten and are still 10 points clear of Liverpool, with Sheffield Wednesday now in third place. And United's next visit is indeed away to Sheffield Wednesday, and it was the day their record would finally fall. And with this brief piece of action from Hillsborough, we can bring you the goal that did it.
Well, we apologise for the quality of the pictures, but it's such a historic goal that we thought you ought to see it. As Sheffield Wednesday take the corner, there's Lee Chapman's header past Gary Bailey, And the first defeat of the season for Manchester United. Sheffield Wednesday the winners by 1-0. The scorer, Lee Chapman.
So, United beaten at last. And this is the moment, really, where we should point out to you that because we can cover mostly one game every week, it means that it's been impossible to reflect faithfully the form of every club. That Sheffield Wednesday goal, for example, is the only win we've got for the Owls in what really has been a fine season for them. And also, we certainly seem to have a jinx on Chelsea. They'd lost only 4 league games up to the end of November, but our cameras happened to be at 3 of them, and we didn't even pick up a single Chelsea win. So, apologies if your club's not been fully represented, but that's the reason why. Fully represented here again, though, is Emlyn Hughes.
The third and final question in the Mirror World Cup quiz. The first World Cup was presented to Brazil after winning it for the 3rd time. The trophy was named after its founder. What was his name? Remember, all Mirror contest details are on the form supplied with this cassette. Anyway, best of luck. See you shortly in the Mirror.
Thanks, Emlyn. Well, now we shall satisfy the Aston Villa fans as we pick up their team on their visit to Watford, though in one respect, it wasn't the luckiest day for Aston Villa.
Williams with the free kick, looking for Stainrod. He's been in such exciting form up front, and didn't he turn well there? Andy Gray going in. Kicked off the line then by Terry. Good goal-kicking then by Cook, who denied Colin Gibson. But a very spirited way then by Aston Villa, who started certainly with a flourish. Andy Gray with the effort, cleared off the line. Here's Stainrod, trying to turn. Could be a chance here. Has it gone in off the post? No, the flag's up. Well, the Villa players are protesting. I think it was Gray who knocked it across the area. And Hodge was certainly involved there. And the referee, the linesman, has spotted something wrong. But imagine offside. Flicked off there. This is Hodge going on. Now, who got the knock on there? It was Walters, in fact, in off the post. But the flag was up for offside. Stainrod. Gibson taking over. Oh, and here's Andy Gray in some space. Now can he finish it here? Lovely little chip, and what a goal from Andy Gray. And the flag's up again. Well, Andy Gray can't believe it, but again the flag is up for offside. And Andy Gray, well, he thought he'd scored there. It really was a glorious chip. Set up for him here by Colin Gibson. It's Walters, the player, who strayed forward there, and I think it must have been Walters who was offside. Coton couldn't reach it. Rico. Gray going in. Oh! What a goal by Andy Gray. It came back so quickly. I think some of the crowd wondered for a moment if it had gone in. Rico's cross was pinpoint. And watch here for Gray arriving. The header there was so powerful. West taking up his position just on the edge of the 6-yard area with Callahan there too. Came off to Rigo, and a shot driven in from Brian Talbot. Spectacular drive then from the Watford captain. And right at the start of the second half, Watford have equalised. Again from the long throw of Sinnott. Rigo heads it clear there, but watch for the finishing power of Brian Talbot. His left foot and beyond the sprawling reach of Nigel Spink.
1-1 the score. Manchester United, meanwhile, pulled in their biggest crowd of the season, 54,500, for the visit of Tottenham. And Spurs, having lost their previous 3 games, now felt the edge of manager Peter Shreve's tongue.
Alverston. Very pacey opening indeed. Here's Peter Barnes. Played in for Hughes again, and Hughes possibly with a chance. He stumbled under the challenge from Houghton, couldn't quite regain his feet quickly enough, but there was a moment of real threat there against Tottenham. Lucky ricochet there, but nothing lucky about that pass from Whiteside to Peter Barnes. And a deep cross there towards Stapleton, the header gathered well by Clements. Fine move by United. And now Whiteside. Falls for Galvin. Went Bailey just for a moment in a little bit of bother, particularly with Waddle coming in quickly. Huddle into Waddle. And Waddle really on his way with a chance! And that was a great chance for Tottenham. The ball played in swiftly to him, and he had the legs of John Gidman. Played in there by Huddle. Superb vision. And he had the better of Gidman and really should have made more of it. Grah. Stapleton. Strachan. Right side. Barnes. Good play here by United. Storming forward again. Into the side netting. Goal kick. Made now for Gidman. A splendid ball by Strachan. Coming in towards Stapleton. He lets it go for Peter Barnes. Two Spurs defenders have come there to try and hold him up. Whiteside now going through. Can he hold off Perryman? Onto the left foot. Across the face of the goal. Ulverston. Now Whiteside. Suddenly United are looking dangerous, and Ulverston right in there, and Houghton who got it away only as far as Whiteside. Once more the little chip in by him for Hughes. Crossbar. Gidman. Strachan. Playing time added on for stoppages as Strachan goes through. Will he go all the way? Now trying to get Olsen in. That's the sort of game it's been right to the very last whistle.
0-0 the score, and a brave performance by Tottenham. While Liverpool's victory over West Bromwich Albion the same day meant the lead was now a bridgeable 5 points at the top. West Ham too were fully into their stride. They went to Coventry and West Ham unbeaten in their previous 13 league games, with Frank McAvenny still firing from the hip.
Adams has got across again to take charge of the free kick. He can't bypass the head of Martin. That's a lovely touch from Kotick. One first time keeping the impetus going from Ward to McAvenny. West Ham really knocking it about, but in the end, going from one side of the field to the other, not as further forward as they would have liked, although Dickens is in the clear here. Kotick going for the near post, and McAvenny got the final touch. And when you're in a scoring vein like this man is, seem to drop for you. West Ham went from one side of the field to the other before getting Alan Dickens in the clear. Kotick was herring towards the near post. Brizovic couldn't hold it, and then McAvenny first to the loose ball, and West Ham lead.
1-0 to West Ham then, on a day when Manchester United experienced their first real catastrophe of the season. It came from Leicester City at Filbert Street, and what goals they were.
Leicester with the throw, putting United under pressure in these opening moments, and they just can't get the ball away. Played now through to McAllister. McAllister getting through behind them. A shot, a goal! Leicester in the lead, and only 4 minutes gone. Gary McAllister. This is Wilson. So sprightly form by Leicester, certainly in these opening moments, and they're keeping United very much on the defensive. There's McAllister, the scorer, once again, surging forward. Played now for McAllister, who's gone forward. A nice little ball there, and the back pass by Moore. No! Smith against the post. Smith, goal! Number 2. 2-0 to Leicester. Picked on by Cunningham. Smith might get the better of them again. Oh, a tremendous shot! 3-0 to Leicester City, and only 30 minutes gone.
So what a change now had come over the league table. Liverpool winning at Birmingham meant that United's lead was now just 2 points, and the race for the championship, as we came towards the halfway stage, well, it couldn't have been more wide open, with Chelsea, West Ham, Sheffield Wednesday, Everton, Arsenal all very much in the frame still. Now, by the time you watch Soccer 85, the picture may be clearer. On the other hand, it may be just as excitingly confused. At any rate, I hope you've enjoyed, with me, some of the goals and the brilliant action that you've missed this season on your TV screens. And our thanks, of course, to all the clubs who've helped supply us with some of that material. But there's one piece of action left, and in its way, it reflects superbly so much of the First Division football that's been played up and down the country this season. Only 9,000 fans were at this particular game. It was never considered as a candidate for the outstanding game of the day. But what a dramatic afternoon it provided, and what a comeback too, as we leave you with Oxford United against Ipswich Town.
So halfway through the first half now, and Ipswich playing with commendable freedom here, I must say. It's getting some nice movements together. This is Jason Dozel. Here's Trevor Putney, played in well there. Wilson to go! Kevin Wilson, Ipswich in the lead. What a splendid ball in by Putney, though, that made it possible as Wilson escaped his markers. Dozel feeding Putney, played the ball in early. There's Kevin Wilson with a fine header, and Ipswich in the lead. Wilson, in fact, causing so many problems down that left flank at the moment for the Oxford defence. And here he goes again. Backing off him. Will he get his shot in here? He does, but the keeper saved that one well. But that's a penalty, is it? The referee's... Well, it's hard to see what he's given there. Ipswich themselves are not sure, but he's given a penalty for the trip there by Hibbert on Wilson. So Mark Brennan with the penalty and the chance to put Ipswich to a head, which he's done. No chance there for Hardwick in the Oxford goal. This is Langham for Oxford. And away come Ipswich again. Really playing some excellent stuff, belying their position so near the bottom of the table. Here's Putney, so much freedom again for him on the right. Davray with the header back there, and he's put in by Dozel. 3-0. Putney again, the architect, with a lovely measured cross. Good jump there by Davray, and Dozel finishing it off. Really is hard to see how Oxford can come back from this now. 3 down, 53 minutes of the game gone. They love playing down this little bit of slope. Deep cross there. Not in on again. There's Aldridge. Can he turn? He does! Aldridge has scored for Oxford. Well, he's a great snapper up of half chances, is John Aldridge. And my goodness, Oxford need that right now. Held off his defender well, a turn and a shot, giving John Hallworth in the Ipswich goal no chance. Now, is this the start of a comeback? There's the cross coming in once more, and somehow Ipswich with all hands to the pumps to get it away now. But finding it increasingly difficult. Langham brought down there. So too was Hibbert, and it'll be a free kick for Oxford United. The crowd now really getting behind this team in yellow, wondering if they can pull these 2 goals back. So the free kick has come through. It's Aldridge. It's another one, and Oxford right back in it now. 2 goals in 2 minutes, both of them by Aldridge. Poor young John Hallworth making his first appearance completely wrong-footed, not his fault. But now Ipswich really with a fight on their hands. Dave Langham again, a long deep cross once more, the keeper's lost it. Aldridge has got it, and it's a hat-trick for Aldridge in 10 minutes. And Oxford incredibly on level at 3-3. Long cross, a nightmare moment this for the young keeper. He had it and he lost it, and if you lose it in front of Aldridge, you're in trouble. Well, can Ipswich hold out? Such an atmosphere now at the Manor Ground as Oxford comes surging forward, and Ipswich all over the place once more. Good save there by the keeper though, and a corner. Just 10 minutes left for Oxford to seek an incredible winner, for Ipswich to hold on. Langan again with the cross.
It's there! It's the fullback Slatter! It's his first goal for the club, and it's brought Oxford the most amazing victory. 3 goals down, and now likely to be winners 4-3.